Welcome to the Pete Show. We're the three Pete's.
I'm Happy Pete.
Country Pete.
Stabby Pete.
As promised to you in our last episode, we are drinking the Faded Tree Meadery's favorite brew, Witch's Brew. It is a pomegranate mead with lots of spices, star anise, common pods, peppers, whatever. It is 11.8175 ABV. You should have some more. Happy Pete, I've always had a question about this. If it has a fruit and it has spices, is it a melomel or a hydromel?
Methylgen.
Methylgen?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's both. And I don't know what you're supposed to really call that.
Good stuff.
So what is in it?
Pomegranate, honey, star anise, caramel pods, cinnamon sticks, peppercorns, some witches mojo. I got this off a witch's website. So she says she uses it for her rituals, but it also is good for non-ritual stuff. And I read the recipe and it sounded amazing.
So what's the alcohol percentage in this?
11.81345.
That's so different.
Well, that sounds good for the other stuff.
It definitely gets you drunk.
So 11.75.
11.75. That's right. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I don't have a precise scale. I have one of those things that go in the
Triple scale hydrometer.
triple cell hydrometer. Thank you.
Given all the interesting spices and stuff in here, I would probably label this as a methylgen more than a melomel. Very good. A lot of interesting flavors there from the spices and the pomegranate.
I was actually super surprised at how much fermentables come out of pomegranate juice. Because it's super expensive. I was looking at different ways to make this, but it takes 5 gallons of apple juice to have the same fermentables as 3 gallons of pomegranate juice. Which and that may be wrong. If I'm wrong, comments, make me
Put him in his place.
Make me apologize next week.
I wouldn't be surprised that it was higher than apple juice, but being close to 2 to 1.
Yeah, I was
just surprising.
I was super surprised. So we had a party a couple weeks ago, and we drank about 6 bottles right out of the carboy. It was that tasty. But I got to say, it's better now.
Yeah, I agree.
This is why you should.
And it's got nice color and brilliant clarity.
Very good.
I was just amazed of how clear this was. I was going to cold crash it or do something else, but looking at it,
Yeah, it doesn't need to.
it doesn't need anything done.
Oh, it smells really nice too.
And this is why you should bottle your mead so that you can save some for like 5 years from now. See if they're even better than this. So somebody doesn't bottle their meads anymore. It hurts my soul.
Once you get a kegging setup, I'm telling you, it's so much easier to sanitize one keg and rack into one keg. And then you can make sparkling meads too.
So give me some feedback, Stabby Pete. What do you think about it?
Very interesting flavors. All how they mix together, and I'm not sure I could really even compare it to anything else that I've drank other than like a spiced cider or mulled wine or something like that.
That's probably the closest thing. Because I've never made or seen anything I could buy even or tried anything that's really like this.
Unique. We could have had more of this if they wouldn't have burned all those witches of the Salem witch trials. People probably would be everywhere if not for the Salem witch trials. So what would you give it on your Untapped rating?
I think I'd give this. I think probably a 4.
I appreciate it before.
I'd give it a 5.
What? Oh,
It's,
whoa!
it's really good.
But still, my heart. Oh my gosh. Whew. Yeah. After Happy Pete gives it a 5, I have to give it a 5. I feel like if I didn't do that, I'd be letting myself down. But
I think it's definitely the best thing you've made.
yes, that's why we drank it out of the carboy last week, or a couple weeks ago.
You should also make a disclaimer you did not copy the recipe exactly. You actually tweaked it.
I did tweak it. Thank you, Miss Country Pete. She had more star anise than I thought. I've used star anise in the past, and that is some strong stuff. She had if I'd have used her ratios, because she was only making 1 gallon batches, but if I'd have used her ratios, I'd have put in 12 or 15, and I only put in 7. So I cut that down quite a bit.
I think it's pretty good right where you've got it.
Oh, there's a new batch in the in the carboy. It tasted amazing. For some reason, it seems stronger. I don't know what I did differently. Maybe I put in more pomegranate or something.
Or less water.
Or less water. Something happened where the new one is going to be almost 14% instead of 11.8157. So our small talk this week, Stabby Pete, what's your favorite fiction book of all time? What would you recommend the readers read if they have one fiction book to read?
I rarely read a book more than once. Usually once I've read a book, I'm done with it and I go on. There's a short list of fiction books that I've read multiple times. And probably Starship Troopers is the one I've read the most times.
Yeah.
I like that book.
Now the second one would be Dune, but it's a much thicker book, so it takes a lot longer to go through that one. But Starship Troopers, I think, is probably my favorite fiction book of all time. Based on that one scale of rereading it.
I have a terrible story to tell. I don't know if I've ever told you guys a story about Starship Troopers.
Oh boy.
I got super drunk at my house, and I was watching Starship Troopers over and over again, and I called up and tried to apply to the military. I called the reserve people, and I gave them all my information and everything else. 3 days later, they come and knocking at my door, 3 of them, and I didn't answer. I didn't answer the door.
You were all set to join the mobile infantry.
I was going to join. I was so motivated by that movie that I wanted to join up. Clearly, it was either the alcohol or the movie, because 3 days later, I didn't want to talk to him anymore.
I know of another Starship Trooper story about you, but I think that would be good on another episode.
All right.
Although don't compare the book to the movie, because
Yes.
the director of the movie, I think, only read the back of the book before he made the movie.
How about you, Happy Pete?
It's hard to pick a single favorite, but I'd probably go with Accession by Ian M. Banks.
Really? What's that about? Give us a little
Sci-fi. What's it about? It's about an accession. It's about an advanced civilization that comes across something they can't understand at all. It's just totally beyond their frame of reference.
All right. I'm gonna say Dune, because Dune's been my favorite movie since that guy's Dune movie came out in '85. It's been one of my favorite movies, in the top 3. And when the new movie came out, I decided to finally read the book. And I'll tell you what, that book is considerably better than the movie, which I love, and it's way better, I think, because I think the older movie is better than the new movie. Disagree, whatever. But I still think the book is considerably better than both movies. I just there's so much in the book that was left out.
Of course, the new movie, we've only had half the movie.
I'm only judging on half of it.
The book is
Well,
always
yeah.
better anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because your mind has, as you're reading a book, you have no budget limit on
Yeah.
casting and special effects, and you can also take your time and really
Yeah, I
absorb
just-
it in depth of
Yeah.
what it is.
I love Gurney Halleck in the movie. I love Patrick Stewart as Gurney Halleck, and I even like Thanos as Gurney Halleck. But
Josh Brolin.
yeah, Josh Brolin. Yeah, but in the book, they have so much more of his personality, how he plays the guitar, the lyre or whatever it is in whatever word they use for it in the books.
Yeah.
There's so much more of his personality comes through. And that's just, I'm just using that character because I thought that was the most intense difference. But all the characters come through better in the book, I think. Anyway, that's mine. Thank you guys for showing us today. I don't know if I'll be able to go to sleep tonight since I got oh shit, he did it to me again. Every week. The rest of this is for our guest, Sad Jack.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for joining us. Remember to like, subscribe, and to put how much you love my shirt in the comments down below. These glasses are real thin. Don't hit them too hard. I might have poured myself too much.
It's quitter talk.
I have to appreciate it a little more on the way down.
I got called out. Pete. Stabby Pete always says, Country Pete can't hang. He can't. Even though it's really Stabby Pete who can't hang.
But he falls for that
Be careful.
every time.
I know. I was like, I was thinking. I was like looking over this way. I don't know for sure if I can say that.